Hello Stampers, thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be making this card right here with a Hello Harvest bundle. This is the stamp set and these are the dies. We're also using the soft seedlings stamp set for our greeting, thinking of you. And we're using the stylish shapes dies to cut out this banner and the greeting. So let's get started. I have a piece of basic white that's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I have a piece of the Rustic Harvest DSP that is scored at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'll lay these out if you want. I'm going to take a picture of them. I have another piece of the Rustic Harvest DSP that's 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. And I have another piece of basic white that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. You're also going to need some scraps of pumpkin pie, basic white, and you will need a scrap of the Rustic Harvest DSP to cut out this greeting banner. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our bone folder, fold this in half. I already scored it. Then you're going to take your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of Rustic Harvest DSP and you're going to attach it to the top of this card. I didn't want to waste my DSP doing the whole card with DSP, so I did it white and then we'll put the DSP on top of it. And sometimes when you cut these, oh my goodness. Let's do it this way. Just want to stick before I want it to stick. There we go. Okay. And then turn it over and see if there's some showing, because you never can get it cut exact if you just, sometimes you don't get it right on the line. Perfect. Now it's not sticking down here because I tore it up. I lifted it up, but I'll fix it later. I'll fix it right now. There we go. Now we got it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our 3 7/8 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white on top of this. I haven't started my Christmas cards yet. I'm getting excited about them, but I want to do one more month with fall and use this soft seedlings. This is a wonderful stamp set. The greetings are just amazing and you have so many options to stamp that leaf. Next we're going to take another piece of a Rustic Harvest DSP, 3 3/4 by 5 1/8, and this will go on top of this. I haven't made any Halloween cards yet either. I got that Scary Cute bundle and I've got to get some of those made. I don't know where the time is going, but I wish it would slow down. Okay, Now, you're going to take this die that comes in the bundle and this die that comes in the bundle, and you're going to cut 3 of these out with pumpkin pie and 1 of these out with crumb cake, just like I have here. There's a right and a wrong side because this has some detail. They have some detail on them. And here's the stem. Then you're going to take your soft suede. I forgot to show you. These are the inks that we're using. Pumpkin Pie, Mossy Meadow, Cajun Craze, and soft suede. You're going to take your soft suede and you're going to daub it with the sponge dauber. Let me get my dies out of the way so they don't, you know, sometimes how they walk away. Get a scrap piece of paper. You don't want them real dark. And you're just going to kind of go around the edges to give it some dimension. My soft suede must need to be re-inked because it's not very dark. Or I need to buy me a new pad. That's the old style pad. I figure if they work, why get rid of them? Another way you can do this, I was going to do an example and I forgot. You can put the ink directly on the die. You might have to lay it on the stamp pad. Yeah, this isn't sticking. Lay this on the stamp pad and get ink on it. And then when you run it through your cutting machine, these little areas will have ink in them. Like I said, I think it's time for me to get a new stamp pad. Okay, then you're going to take the stem and do some sponging around it. Okay. We're done. So next thing we're going to do is you're going to put your pumpkin together. I put the wider part at the bottom. And you're going to put this on top of this. Try to get the 2 bottom ones touching. Flip them over and get them touching. Even better yet, we'll put a piece of tear tape on it. Let's even them up. Just put that there and that'll keep them together. Then we're going to flip this over and you're going to put this one on top. Just like that. Perfect. And then the stem goes on the back. Like so. Guess you can make it crooked. It's a pumpkin. It's not perfect. Put a little more of this on here. I think it's fine. Doesn't need any more. Okay, now you're going to stamp on your scrap piece of paper. the leaves, you're going to stamp 1 with pumpkin pie and 2 with mossy meadow. And the mossy meadow ones, you're going to stamp 1 off. So you're going to stamp 1 here and then another 1 here. So it's just a little lighter. And let me clean this. Then we'll do a pumpkin pie one. This is old stamp pad too. I need to update. Okay. And the greeting is coming from the soft, I forgot the name of it, soft seedlings. And we're going to stamp it in Cajun Craze. I have it inked up here. I'll have it on here. And you don't have to worry if you get it straight because you're going to cut it out with a die. You can straighten it up when you cut it out. I'll do it this way, save paper. That's a beautiful font. See, mine's not straight, but when I put this die on it, I can make it straight. Sometimes when I have a fancy font, it's hard to get them straight. Okay, I have already cut these out. I have them here ready to use. So, let's put our pumpkin on. Oh, the card's already done. Put our pumpkin on with dimensionals, the large dimensionals. Don't put a lot on there at first because you got to slide those leaves in there. And then it blocks it. There's no leaf down here. There's no leaf up here. That'll work. Put them more at the top where the leaves aren't. Because then you try to put your leaf in there and it hits the dimensional and it won't go any further. Okay, come on. Okay, so this is going to go right here. Well, not right in the center because you got to make sure you have room for this. So that might be wise to do that first. There we go. Now see, I got a little glue there. Not paying attention. There it goes. Okay. Now you're going to put, I think I used the small ones. No, I used the big ones. Okay. You're going to put a big dimensional at the top like this. Okay, this one will go in on the left side. There you go. Then do the orange one over here. I think after all my talking, I did put one too close to the edge. Let's put that one right there. And we'll put this one below it. And I'll put a small one there. Perfect. Okay, now you're going to take this scrap of the Rustic Harvest and you're going to cut it out with this die, which is from the Stylish Shapes dies. You're going to take your greeting and also cut it out with that die. Get it straight. But then you're going to go back on the greeting and cut the little points off so the DSP will show. Just cut it even with the right about where your word ends. There you go. And then this fits on here and you can still see the edges of the banner. So this goes on with tape, Stampin' Seal. Get it even. There. I think that's pretty cool. This goes down here with dimensionals, the big ones. That card is crooked. I'm going to have to take it apart. I've tried to get these off with a pointy, can't think of the name of it now, thing, and I can't make it work. Okay. The next to the last thing we're going to do is we're using this linen thread, and I've already pre-made my bow for up here. And we're going to use the Champagne Rhinestone Basic Jewels. Let's do those first. Let's see. I think all my big ones are gone. Gotta buy some more. No, here's some. No, that's not the same thing. Yeah, it is. I'll use these. And let's see, we'll put one up here. And right here. I think I put those leaves up higher than I did on mine. Okay, let's move this one. Come on. Come on. Put it a little higher up. Because I think my pumpkin's higher up than on my card. And we'll put one right here. And then we're going to glue the linen thread bow down with the glue dot. Put it in the corner. Just fluff it up. And trim the threads. I don't need to be that long. I like them long and curly, but that's a little long. Let's see how that looks. I like that. Okay, so these are our two cards. Somehow they don't look exactly the same. I might have overlapped these two instead of putting them side by side because this pumpkin's bigger. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's bigger. That's why I ran out of room. But that's it for this card. I want to thank you for joining me. I have a blog, Becky Stampin' Daily, that has all the cards that I do videos on the blog with the supplies and dimensions. It's stampindaily.blogspot.com. And if you would like to order, this is my address to order. And this is my Facebook page. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I hope to see you soon.